It's 94.1 KRNA. We're online at krna.com. James Larson, Mike Ferris. And now we bring in our resident NFL expert. Her name is Danielle. Whoa, the camera's way off. Hold on. Look at that.
Oh, there we go. That's better. That's much better.
Okay, thank you. Eric stole our camera.
Well,
That's your job, bro.
We've got these cameras, and they mount, but not very securely.
Go to Mike. Yeah.
Sorry.
Not securely. All right. So it's the NFL Pick'em, and let's just give an update. Give an update on the week, the 2 weeks now. Danielle leading the pack. She's 6-2.
Congratulations, Danielle.
Hey, thanks.
You're doing exactly what we needed. You're picking them correctly so our listeners can benefit from the value of your wisdom.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It could just be luck. We don't know.
Yeah, Mike is 4-4, and I'm 2-6.
What was that, James?
Mike is 4-4, and I'm 2-6.
Okay, 2-6.
Did I say? Is it really that bad? But by the way, look at my jersey. I'm wearing this Vikings jersey. It's a military jersey. My friend Yeager Ozzie dropped this off the other day, and the receptionist says, "Who in the hell is that guy?" He's that weird guy that always comes in and sees me. So he brought me the jersey. So let's start right off with the Minnesota Vikings. They lost last week. They're taking on Tampa Bay. This is pretty much a pick 'em right now. Tampa Bay is -1. I'm going to go ahead and go first because it is my Vikings, and I'm wearing the jersey after all. James is going to go with, no shocker here, Minnesota to win this game, 17-10. Danielle, you're next.
I'm going to go the opposite of you and go Tampa Bay. Vikings coming off the loss from Pittsburgh last week and also Bradford situation. So Tampa Bay.
Okay. And Mikey, who do you like in this contest?
You know what? I'm going with the emotional pick. I'm going Minnesota too. It's at home. Pick. They need to. They need to win.
All right, let's transfer now over to you. Cincinnati in a snoozer at Green Bay. Green Bay, a very heavy favorite in this one, -7. So, Mike, we'll start with you.
Packers are going to pound them. They need to come back strong. They were spanked last week. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Packers by at least 7.
Okay, Danielle?
Packers as well.
Packers. Now, I don't think the Packers are as good as a football team as people think they are. They're not going to lose this game, so I'm going to take Green Bay. But I think they're going to struggle this year. I really have a feeling. This is my inner Viking coming out. But I just don't really have a whole lot of faith in your Green Bay Packers this year. But I am going to pick them this week because Cincinnati is one of the worst teams in the National Football League. Another team close to home for Mike, Atlanta, travels to Detroit. Atlanta is a 3-point favorite. And Danielle, to me, this is really the game of the week.
Yes.
Two really good football teams. Atlanta, of course, was in the Super Bowl last year. Detroit off to a 2-0 start. Their quarterback, highest paid. What's his name?
Matt Stafford.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Matt Stafford. Who do you like in this one, Danielle? This is a tough game to call.
Atlanta. I think they're going to take it. Yep. I think it's going to be close, but Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, I've been going back and forth on this. Back and forth. You can see my pick. I originally said Detroit, but I'm going with Atlanta too. Okay. I just got to. They're hot.
Well, I'm 2-6. You guys are 6-2 and 4-4. I've got to make up a little bit of ground here, and
just a little,
just a little bit. And I'm going to go with Detroit here. I can't believe I'm taking Detroit to win the first 3 games in a row. You never know. Have they ever been to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, well, no, they haven't. But they have won 8 in a row. Back in 1980, they scored the first 8 games 8-0. Guess what happened the next 8 games?
Did they lose them all?
0-8.
Oh, come on!
They made the playoffs, but barely.
Serious?
And then
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact, that was the year that Queen had the song out called "Another One Bites the Dust," and they kind of adopted that as their theme song with the swagger. And then after they started to lose and lose and lose, somebody did a parody of it called "Another One Beats Our Butts."
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, the final game of the week, and Mike, we'll let you go first on this. The game is at Chicago. Pittsburgh Steelers, very hot football team. These guys look like they could be back in the Super Bowl. They're a favorite by a touchdown. Who are you going to take in this one?
Going with Pittsburgh on this one. Danielle?
This is going to be a blowout. I'm going with Pittsburgh as well. They won big against the Vikings. I think they're going to win big against Chicago for sure.
Yeah. When is Chicago ever going to get their act together? I mean, will it ever happen? I mean, Eric, you're a big Bear fan. Will it ever happen? Will they ever get their act together?
I don't think so. And I'm going to make a call right now. If they don't,
he can't hear him. I can't hear him either because I have headphones on. I just saw this. I saw his lips moving. If I were to take Chicago in this game, you would have to prescribe me some kind of medication. So I'm going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh. But I'm going to say this: I think the Bears will keep it they will keep it close in the first half, and then Pittsburgh is just going to blow this thing wide open. And Danielle, before we let you go, there's another game that I want to just pick off this sheet here,
okay,
and that is the Iowa football game. We had Rick Pizzo in from the Big Ten Network earlier. Penn State travels here to Iowa City. The Hawks, a 12-point underdog. I think the game opened at about 13.5, so the money is kind of skewing towards Iowa, but can the Hawks win this game? Give me your prediction and your final score.
Of course they can win this game. I don't know. I mean, I'm from St. Louis, so I don't have the ties that you guys have. I don't have that Hawkeye spirit, I guess I would say, but I'll go with the Hawks to win this one. I will.
You give me a score then, just so I can write this down.
How about 24-21?
24-21 under the lights. I like that. Mike, why don't you give me a score? You think Penn State's going to win? We already talked about that earlier, but what's the score?
I'm going to go close to that. I'll say 28-17.
28-17. You're taking Penn State?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to my defensive battle. I think Penn State, I think we're going to upset this team. I think it's going to be 10-9 in a nail-biter in Iowa City, and I got a feeling half the stadium is going to be hungover. The other quarter of them are still going to be drunk.
Prediction, Nostradamus.
And the other quarter, I think, are going to go home early because of all the partying beforehand. By the way, you can join us on the NFL picks each and every week. You got to do it today because there's a Thursday night game. Just head on over to Pick'em at our NFL Pick'em at krna.com. I want to thank Danielle for stopping by as well as Mike Ferris. And we'll be back right after this quick commercial break.